President Hugo Chavez returned to Venezuela early this morning after more than 2 months of treatment in Cuba following cancer surgery. He was taken to the Dr. Carlos Avelo Military Hospital in Caracas, where he will continue treatment. The type of treatments and cancer Chavez has is unknown, but officials say he was undergoing complex treatment and will likely have to step down as president. 58-year-old Chavez underwent his 4th cancer-related surgery in December. He has been receiving treatment in Cuba on and off since June 2011. Chavez was re-elected to a new 6-year term in October. Good evening, I'm Courtney Oliver.
And I'm Matthew Neese. Welcome to the James River Valley Report. Country star Mindy McCready died at her home in Arkansas yesterday. Authorities say it was from a self-inflicted gunshot to the head. She was 37 years old and left behind 2 sons, according to published reports. McCready had attempted suicide at least 3 times since 2005, and her death comes a month after that of her longtime boyfriend and father of her youngest son. He is believed to have shot himself on the same porch of the home they shared. McCready's life was plagued with drug and alcohol overdoses, arrests, custody battles over her children, and discord in her love life. She went to Nashville in 1994, earning a recording contract and her first #1 hit almost immediately.
South Africa's prosecutors will begin explaining tomorrow why they accuse Olympian Oscar Pistorius of committing murder in the Valentine's Day shooting death of his girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp. According to published reports, Pistorius has not yet entered a plea in the case. Pistorius made history in the London Games last summer when he became the first double amputee track athlete to compete in the Olympics. Steenkamp was a South African model appearing in both domestic and international commercials. The shooting took place in Pistorius' home. When police arrived, they said they found paramedics trying to resuscitate Steenkamp. They also found a 9mm pistol and arrested Pistorius, who they say was the only other person in the home at the time of the shooting. The White House has come up with a draft immigration proposal as a backup plan if lawmakers don't come up with an overhaul of their own. Officials say President Obama wants to be prepared in case the small bipartisan group of senators fails to devise a plan for the estimated 11 million illegal immigrants in the United States. The administration's proposal would create a visa for those in the country illegally and would allow them to become legal permanent residents within 8 years. It also requires businesses to know the immigration status of their workers and adds more funding for border security.
Scientists have found more than 50 tiny fragments of a meteor that exploded over Russia's Ural Mountains. Officials said the meteorites taken from Chabarkul Lake so far are less than ½ an inch and had an iron content of about 10%. Locals saw a big meteorite fall into the lake on Friday evening, a 20-foot wide hole in the ice. Russian health officials today raised the number of those injured from the meteor's arrival to nearly 1,500 people, with 46 still hospitalized. A little-known Islamic extremist group claimed responsibility today for the kidnapping of 7 foreign workers from northern Nigeria, threatening their safety if anyone tried to intervene and free them. The group calls itself Ansaru. They said their fighters kidnapped the foreigners Saturday night from a construction company's camp. Authorities say those kidnapped include 1 British citizen, 1 Greek, 1 Italian, 3 Lebanese, and 1 Filipino. Well, coming up, Jessica Gulseth is in with the weather for this week.
So we're getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
A 59-year-old North Dakota man died in a snowmobile crash in Horseshoe Lake in Nelson County Sunday. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says the Michigan-North Dakota resident apparently hit a slight grade on the frozen lake near Nelson County Road 35, causing his sled to go airborne. The Highway Patrol says the investigation is continuing. Late last week, housing representatives met to discuss housing in our area. Matthew Neese was there to talk with some in attendance.
Thank you, Courtney. On Friday, delegates from Region 6, which includes 9 counties in south-central North Dakota, as well as the cities of Jamestown and Valley City, met here at Jamestown College to discuss housing, which might soon be in short supply.
Well, the housing situation actually is very tight. Whether or not people realize it, we are under about a 2% vacancy rate for rentals. Typically, a healthy market is at 5%. 5 or higher. You know, this is obviously not the greatest type of thing either to attract businesses to. And we've heard from lots of different businesses about the difficulty of recruiting employees to the area when they come in and take a look at what is available for properties for sale, for rental. It might not be what they want, and so they turn down jobs.
Last fall, Dr. Richard Rathke of North Dakota State University did a statewide housing assessment. This assessment projected a decrease in population for Region 6, which includes Barnes, Dickey, Foster, Griggs, Lemoore, Logan, McIntosh, Stutzman, and Wells counties. But new research by Maxfield Research of Minneapolis factored in several construction and energy projects that will soon be coming to the Region 6 area and will increase the population and housing demand.
We have two major developments going out in the Spiritwood Energy Park that are bringing anywhere from about 2,000 construction workers over the next 3 to 4 years. With the developments that are happening out at Spiritwood especially, and then Valley City, I mean, they're already here. It's already impacting our area. It's only going to get bigger.
An increase in demand for housing means an increase in prices both to buy and rent, if housing is available at all.
What's a realistic approach, I think, is to start the discussion of looking at building more.
The fact of the matter is the coming change isn't coming at all. It's already here. But it's through discussions like today's that change can be addressed. In Jamestown, I'm Matthew Neese, JCTV 16 News.
With low to zero visibility, a no travel advisory has been issued. Anyone caught driving would be subject to a fine up to $1,000. Jessica, it's freezing cold outside. You can barely see where you're driving.
Yeah, it's not pleasant out there. We've got two things going on right now. We've got low visibility and ice. Something people aren't thinking about right now is the ice. This weekend it warmed up and we had the chance for it to rain, of which it did. And because of that, now with our temperatures, we've got lots of ice out there. So we need to be careful not only for the visibility when driving even in town, but for the ice as well, even walking around campus or when you're getting off of work, what have you, being careful of that ice.
Yeah, all that ice is going to be covered with the snow that's blowing off the snow.
Well, and the snow that we're going to get this week. There's so much snow in the forecast, and that's what we're going to talk about. So like I said, this week is full of snow. Tonight, a 50% chance of snow with a low of -10. So be aware of the temperature tonight if you decide to go anywhere. It will be cold and with some wind, creating a wind chill value as low as -30 degrees. The wind does carry into Tuesday with gusts as high as 26 miles per hour. With that wind, we'll be seeing a high of -2. A little bit of sun for the day, and then as the sun sets, we'll see temperatures drop to -15 for the night. Wednesday, some positive temperatures. We'll see it warm up to about 4 degrees and only cool down to 0 for the night. You can also expect some snow for Wednesday as well as for Thursday. There will be a 50% chance of snow for all of Thursday. Expect anywhere from ½ an inch to 1 inch of snow. Friday, expect the same as far as snow goes, a 50% chance of snow again for most of the day. However, you can expect a bit of a warm-up, a high of 17 for the day and a low of 6 for the night. Saturday and Sunday, only a 30% chance of snow and a high of 16. So, like I said,
lots of snow.
Lots of snow.
All right, well, thanks, Jessica. And coming up after the break, Josh Knutson has sports, and the James River Valley Report news team says goodbye to one of our own when we come back.
Check out this chef, right?
So gay.
Please don't say that. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
G Morning Sunshine, text me back. LUV love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back.
Are you with your friends? That's lame.
We're in a huge fight right now. XO.
What'd you dream about?
Something I did?
Are you on your way to the mall?
I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Josh Knutson is here with us to tell us more about what happened this weekend. And Josh, I understand there was a lot of basketball games going on, some dancing events, as well as a sports and recreation show at the Civic Center, and some ice fishing.
That's right, Matt. About that? We had events all across all different platforms, many different events going on this weekend. It was a busy weekend in sports. And we will start off by saying that the Jamestown women's basketball team honored their senior players not only with special introductions and flowers before the game on Wednesday, but also with a big win over Dakota State, 85-49. Bridget Schoenemann led the way for the Jimmies, going an impressive 11 of 12 from the free throw line and scoring a total of 21 points. The other Jimmies in double figures were Kayla Remick and Jessica Buck with 12 and 10 respectively. They then went on to win number 24 on the season after defeating the Mayville State Comets Sunday night 70-61. Bridget Schoeneman again led the Jimmies with 15 points, and 23 Mayville turnovers that resulted in 28 points for the Jimmies were the main factors in this win, as well as 19 points scored by the Jamestown bench. The Jimmies have a first-round bye in the AII tournament and will open up postseason play against the winner of Johnson & Wales and Ashford at 3 o'clock in the Civic Center on Saturday. The Jamestown Nightline dance team competed at the Wow Factor Sports Incorporated Nationals at the Minneapolis Convention Center on February 10th and 11th. They entered the AII Division II and Division III Palm and Hip Hop divisions. The team earned national champion for both routines and received 2 banners, 2 plaques, and each dancer received medals for both routines. The Jamestown men's basketball squad and Mayville State played in another overtime thriller on Sunday in Mayville. This time, the Jimmies were able to earn the victory. The Jimmies appeared to have the game in hand after a three-pointer by Taylor Newton with less than 2 seconds left, but Mayville State's Austin Emerson forced an overtime with a game-tying three-pointer at the buzzer. Much of overtime was back and forth, but Brashawn Tucker hit 2 free throws with no time left in the game to snap a 2-game losing streak for the Jimmies. Tucker had his best game of the season, making 7 of 11 shots en route to a career-high 24 points. Jamestown will serve as the host for the AII Conference Tournament, which begins Friday at the Jamestown Civic Center. The Jimmies will play Ashford University in the opening round. And the Jamestown Civic Center played host to the Jamestown Sports and Recreation Show over the weekend. The event was hosted by Inkstead Family Media. It showcased vendors and businesses oriented around outdoor sports and recreational activities. Also on hand to look at were boats, RVs, and ATVs. The Black Hills Raptor Center also made an appearance, bringing with them birds of prey from North and South Dakota.
It's really fun to watch the kids because the kids absolutely love it, and they don't really get an opportunity many times to see those kind of animals up close. So lots of fun to see their reactions.
And the Jamestown Rural Fire Department hosted their annual ice fishing derby on Saturday afternoon. A total of 786 fishermen tried their luck in a mad dash for the cash as they fished for northern, walleye, and crappie on the Jamestown Reservoir. $4,500 in raffle prizes were available at the Derby, as well as $3,200 in cash prizes. All proceeds from the Derby went to grants and new equipment for the Rural Fire Department. And Matt, that wraps up quite the weekend in sports. I know I had fun going to all these different events, and
I understand you bought some raffles.
I did. I did spend some money at the Sports and Rec Center. They had a lot of neat things to buy, and fingers are crossed.
Well, good luck to you, Josh, and thank you for bringing us the sports updates, and good luck to all the Jimmy basketball teams as well with the tournament coming up.
Absolutely.
And finally tonight, the Student Media Center at Jamestown College, as well as the entire James River Valley Report team, sadly says goodbye to one of our own. Sports reporter and anchor Joshua Berg of Lisbon, North Dakota, died early Saturday morning at the Jamestown Regional Medical Center. Josh was also a student at Jamestown College in his senior year. He began working for the sports division of the Student Media Center in 2010 and worked as a play-by-play announcer for Jimmy's volleyball games the last 2 years, as well as anchoring sports on the former JCTV 16 daily news updates during 2012. Josh Berg always had a smile on his face and was a friend to everyone he came in contact with, as well as being a member of our family here at JCTV 16. He will be missed. And that's the James River Valley Report for this Monday, February 18th, 2013. For Courtney Oliver, Josh Knutson, and Jessica Gulseth, I'm Matthew Neese. Good night.